Man, that is a beautiful bird. You know we are live? How did we go from point taken to every show?
I know, right? It's wild. Oh, hi. We didn't see you there.
Good morning, IWC is about to start. I am locked in on today's show. Are you? Wake up! Wake up! It's a brand new day in the world of pro wrestling. Good morning, IWC. Good morning, IWC. We back on the screen. Another day, another pop, another wild routine. Who's up, who's down, who's turning heel this week? We break it down, bell to bell, don't even blink. Good morning, IWC. Let's run it. Hot takes, headlines, yeah, we run it. Turn the volume up, ain't nothing funny. Me talk that truth, ain't paid by nobody. Rumors fly like shine, feel the crowd get loud. From the indie scene grit to the big show crowds. Predictions, reactions, don't cap, no fear. If you mad, hit the chat, we still ain't here. Good morning, IWC, let's run it. Hot takes, headlines, yeah, we run it. Turn the volume up, ain't nothing funny. We talk that trap, they paid by nobody. Sip your coffee, lace your boots. Another episode, he delivered the news. If you love this sport, then you found it in me. So good morning to the whole IWC. Good morning, IWC. Hot takes, headlines, Jerry Wyatt.
And what is good with everyone? Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Good Morning IWC Brenner Edition. Yeah, we're bringing you breakfast for dinner. That's what's up. How you doing, Mob? I see you guys getting a shit ton of snow out there in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's gonna be coming in heavy in the next couple of hours. So after this, I'm gonna go get a couple last supplies, and I'll be in hibernation bear mode.
That's me tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. You know, that's how that life works. But if you guys
Yes, sir.
missed point taken yesterday, which almost 400 people didn't, head over to the video on demand section and watch Point Taken episode 7. It's out right now. It's also on the YouTube page. If you want to scan that QR code up there, takes you to the Run In Wrestling Podcast YouTube. And check us out every Thursday on the Run In Wrestling Podcast, where you get to see myself, Esteban, and Big Mike break down your week of wrestling and in your wrestling week the right way. But you're not here for that. You're here for a Good Morning IWC to kick off your wrestling week the right way. And we're going to start it off with the blackout rules. WWE has come out and said, you know what? Screw you bars. Screw all these watch parties. We need people to come in. Ticket sales aren't doing so good. And there's been a lot of chatter out there in the X world, on Facebook, on anything, Reddit, talking about how ticket prices have gone through the damn roof. All right? Cheap seats are costing almost $800 to bring binoculars and to watch a show. I've already talked for about 2 minutes, so yeah, this is our 10-minute segment. We have about 8 minutes left on this. What do you think about this? WWE blacking out everything. They're like, nope, you're not doing this at bars. Nope, you're not doing this at houses. Anywhere in Chicago is being blocked out right now by WWE. What do you think?
This right here is the stupidity of TKO, because the truth is they've already X'd out fans that genuinely can't afford it. Now they can't go have a watch party. I mean, it's eventually these are the things that's gonna get your even the loyalist fans to turn on you. So I think TKO is just making, that short term, they're trying to fill their pockets. But you know that the minute that this isn't working, they're gonna be looking to sell, and
Yep.
that's why you could see the care for the wrestling fan is not there. They separated that part of it, and they're gonna keep pushing this. Get everything while it's good until they can't. So eventually they'll be sneaking out the back door. This will be somebody else's problem to deal with. But we already know their thought process. They're the only people in the world that ever made that man, and I'm not gonna say his name, look good in the past, say, 5 years. They're the
Yeah.
only ones.
Yeah, I know.
So
You're right,
yeah,
because I mean, like look at it in this perspective. I just bought off of Vet Tix, folks. If you're a veteran or a first
yeah,
responder, go to Vet Tix and First Tix, TIX with all those. You can get tickets to wrestling, indies. It could be MCW down here in Maryland. You got Three Legacies here in Pennsylvania. You got Charlie Zulu Whiskey. What is it? Combat Zone Wrestling, right?
yeah,
Yeah, you got that out there in Philly. So there's a lot of stuff out here. But what I'm saying is I just paid for 3 tickets for New Japan Pro Wrestling. 3 tickets, okay, to go see New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning out there in Trenton, New Jersey, for $15. All right,
yeah,
and WWE WrestleMania right now for cheap seats are still about $400.
yeah.
Why
I
why
mean,
why would I want to watch a show if I could touch the damn ceiling? One, all right. Two, I have to bring binoculars. All right. This isn't the damn Kentucky Derby. Okay. This is pro wrestling or sports entertainment, I should say. This is not fucking um UFC being able to get over because humans love to see other humans get beat up. It's been in our DNA since the beginning of time. Okay? We love to see a good fight. Look, UFC is just basically what the Romans used to do on fucking steroids. Or less steroids, I should say. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Because there's no lions, no tigers, no whatever type of beast trying to kill you. You know?
yeah,
So, this right here just it's annoying. All right? Yeah, you want everyone to come in, but you also want people to pay 3-4 months rent easy on floor seat tickets.
it's crazy.
Do
Mhm.
you, do you real do you know the number 3 company in the world right now, New Japan Pro Wrestling, okay? The number 3 company in the world. If you go on Ticketmaster right now, folks, and look at their freaking tickets for floor seats, it's $180 for their floor seats. All right, I've seen some as low as $78, and then for the ones that you get like the merch and be able to go to the back and stuff, $300, $300 to $400. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
easy. That. What?
yeah.
You can't even get that with WWE.
Mm. I mean, you see where they're aiming at, and I think that what they're going towards is look at their partners, right? I think that go back to the first episode of Netflix when they aired and what the crowd looked like, and go look at a UFC event. I think the WWE is more leaning towards wanting to have a crowd full of celebrities that they don't care if you're actually a fan or not,
Yeah.
but you have the money to pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
So if TKO gets their own way, they have a bunch of actors and basketball players in the crowd eventually, no families.
Well, that's the thing, though. Look at what they did with You look what they did with what's his name? With all their alumni. They don't give out comp takes no more. They're like They're very very selective now of what they hand out to veterans now. Look, I'll say his name. I ain't afraid of it. Okay, when Vinnie Mac was in charge, okay,
Yeah,
Vinnie Mac allowed veterans to come to every show, including pay-per-views, except for the Big Four. Okay, you had to buy a ticket for the Big Four. That's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam. Okay.
yeah,
Other than that, if you're a veteran, you could walk up to Will Call and get a single ticket to get into WWE, and they were not bad tickets. All right, they were
yeah,
not terrible. You were pretty much on the damn floor, but you weren't up against the wall or the railing. Okay. Um, but now, especially my boy Esteban, okay, he was a photographer for NXT. When he goes to shows, he would wait to the final day to get the ticket, right? Because it'd be
yeah,
$78 or less. Well, now he's paying like $200-300 still for those
yeah,
tickets. They're not going down. They may look like they're going down, but they're not.
They're going one way.
Yeah, they are going up. I mean, listen, again, what right-minded human being said, hey, let me make cheap seats about $800.
Listen, this is why, like I said, they're gonna just eventually. They're either gonna have to sell, and somebody's gonna be scrambling to get the families to jump back on board, or they're gonna get their way, and it's just gonna be a bunch of celebrities in the crowd.
Well, I can
There's
see
not
the
gonna be no fans.
celebrities. But then you got to downsize the venue. You
Of
know,
course.
you can't be in arenas no more. Then you're pulling AEW style shows, and people are gonna make fun of you for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
But how much will Ben Affleck and these guys pay for tickets? So maybe you could downsize, but skyrocket the tickets.
Ah man, hell no. WWE is not worth $2,000-$3,000 tickets, or even $8,000 fucking tickets.
We
Okay,
know that.
we know
We know
that
that.
because we
Yeah.
smart. We ain't going out there and be like, you know what,
Yeah.
son, you're not eating for another 3 or 4 days because I had to spend $2,000 on these tickets. Listen, again, I spent.
That's 10 Christmases.
Yeah, we're missing out on every Christmas and birthday now. You know. I spent $15, $16 on 3 tickets to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning. Okay?
Yeah.
There's 8 matches on that card. People are spending thousands of dollars for one night. One night. Okay? One night. And for up to 5 matches.
Yeah, not me. Let them get their way. They're gonna give you one match.
Yeah, and you're right. Greedy people. You're right. You're right,
Yeah.
Tuk Timbo. Greedy people. And that's the
Yeah.
problem. You know? That is the
Yeah.
problem. WWE is very greedy when it comes down to any of this shit. And,
Yeah.
well, they've become greedy. At least Vinnie Mac wanted the families. He knew where the money was. He knew it.
Yes. Hey, piece of shit, but at least he wasn't kicking us all out the back door.
Exactly. He let us come to that damn party. There's the bell, folks. And we're going to go to the
Well,
next slide.
we got a good one. So, Rusev, he's always in the headlines, never really for the right reasons, but he's saying he wanted to wrestle more. He wanted to mix it up with the best. He said AEW has a stacked roster, but WWE has a really stacked roster, I guess, if that's how he feels. But the moral of the story is he's saying he wanted to go back to WWE because he wanted to wrestle more. He did start off wrestling a little bit more, but now he's back off TV. How are you feeling about Rusev? Good soldier or truth?
This right here is, there's got to be no truth to this. And first off, folks, sorry about the squares right there. That's where me and Mike would usually be. We're having technical difficulties with the other platform we use, so bear with us on this. We will get this working as soon as possible. This might be the home for a little bit, so we'll fix that. But back to what we were talking about. Rusev saying that AEW's roster is not as stacked as WWE's, and he misses the grind that WWE has, where he worked for 5 days basically, and blah blah blah. I call bullshit, okay? Because there's a certain wrestler who's known as the best in the world right now, named Konosuke Takeshita, who works for DDT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and AEW, okay? And I believe, if I'm right, there's a bunch of other people that do the same thing, that do dual contracts. I mean, the Young Bucks go to New Japan every now and again. You got Jon Moxley that goes to New Japan. He has been there in a while, but he does go. You got Andrade. You got
Rio's the CMLL champion right now. Well, one of their champions.
yeah, you got he's also a GCW a Germany champion, Germany heavyweight champion. So I call BS on that because WWE is reverting his ass back to Rusev Day. Okay?
Yeah,
He's
see it.
He's going back to Rusev Day when he was Miro the Destroyer and a TNT champion at the same bloody time. Okay? So you want to go back to Rusev Day and eating and catering? Versus being a champion? And working with some of the best wrestlers in the world. When we talk about WWE, we talk about WWE's women's division, not their men.
Yep. Some of their women have even came on and said it. Their women's roster has passed the men's, and I don't. I mean, if they're wrong, they got a very good argument. But I gotta double down with your bullshit, because here's the thing. Um, I think it may have been Stampede. I'm not sure. Could have been. I'm not gonna. Somebody on Point Taken. Make sure everybody tunes in every Saturday at 3 p.m. But somebody brought it up. Andrade came to AEW and has been everywhere. Mexico, Canada, Hog. I mean, where hasn't he been? Japan. He's been everywhere on top of AEW.
Yep.
So someone like Mero, you never went out and worked the indies. You had the ability to do that. I never seen you in Japan. I didn't see you work with any of their partners. And there was rumors you was refusing to lose. So how are you gonna wrestle more if you don't wrestle nobody? And then when it comes to, stacked versus stacked roster, tomato tomato, because here's the thing. Who did he actually wrestle in AEW? He didn't wrestle none of the top guys.
No.
So
I mean, he lost to Sammy G, didn't he?
yeah, I'm just saying, I know he didn't get the Kenny match. He didn't get none of the big matches. So it's like, did you not want them, or was you not willing to lose to certain people? Not sure. But I also know that when you were sitting at home, you had the ability to go to a bunch of other platforms and you chose not to.
Yep.
So, I mean, what grind was you missing? Because you had the ability to grind. So I definitely call bullshit as well.
Yeah, who said it yesterday? You don't even know if he's with his wife anymore. You
I
know?
said that.
You said that.
No,
Okay. You
you
said.
don't.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That made me laugh. Again, yeah, he's right. Joint Point Taken. Listen, you see this QR code that's supposed to be in between us? Go ahead, scan that right there, because that takes you to the Mike and Ant show and everything Mob does over there. Mob is killing it with Ant. I love what they're doing. Check them out whenever they post up.
We
I know
post daily.
they do
Much.
post. That's what I thought. I was gonna say every day at first, but yeah, check them out. I had to cut that in there real fast. You know, they're kicking some ass, taking some names, but
Brother.
but yeah, no man. Look, Rusev is talking down his ass. He's being a good soldier to WWE, in my opinion. But you know, I don't know, man. I think he just needs to shut up, Meg, and just get out there. Because all I know that he's going back to Rusev Day.
His retirement soon.
Yeah, right. All right, Kevin Nash was on Click This. Yes, Sped listens to Click This, and I listen to a lot of stuff. But he came out and he said that Javon Evans needs a little bit more edge. You know, he's too Mr. Bojangles, meaning he's way too vanilla for all the white people out there trying to figure out what the hell Mr. Bojangles means. All right, Mr. Bojangles is the white version of Churches. All right, if you guys know what Church's Chicken is, all right, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so someone said Pepe laughed. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I seen.
So you know, he throws a strike. He throws a good strike, he says, but he would like to see a little bit more urban side out of him than what he's showing now. I think, and this is just gonna be a quick one. It's gonna be a 3-minute one. I think this is bullshit. You know, he shouldn't be talking about what Javon Evans is doing. Javon Evans is 21, 22 years old, right?
He's young.
He's young, and he's basically being handed the world. Okay, when AEW told him that he was never going to amount to much, look where he's at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this?
First of all, I like Click This. I watched the show. You know, a big time Outsiders fan. Hall's one of my favorites of all time. So I've been dealing with Nash for a very long time. Sometimes he says stupid shit. I do believe it comes from a good place. He's a little too blunt for this era, and sometimes steps out of context real bad.
Yeah.
And I think that the Mr. Bojangles line sounded a lot, more crazier than it was.
Supposed to be. Yep.
Took that, a different way. His apology actually pissed me off more than the actual statement.
Yep.
And I didn't see that before the point taken. But that part was like, man, come on. But I do think that maybe had this came from like a Booker T or someone like that, I think they would have maybe understood what he was trying to get at.
Yeah.
I think he's just moving a little too fast because Javon got a long time to grow. But I think a lot of people do want to see him skip and be one of the first youngest, future heavyweight champions. And I do think that that good kid act eventually will expire, although he can run with it for a long time.
Yeah, he could.
But if you want to make him, because it's kind of like the Bailey energy, in the beginning. Um, but I do believe for him to be where, to get to where he needs to go, it's gonna come with two things. I think he does need to put on a little bit. The urban thing doesn't matter. A little bit of attitude, a little bit of nastiness, right? And gain a little bit of weight. So I do think Kevin was coming from a good place, but man, he just put his foot in his mouth like, oh, you
Yeah,
don't know.
he said it the wrong way. He said it the white way.
Yeah, yeah,
He said it white as hell. Okay,
yeah.
you can't be calling things urban. Like,
It's
listen,
not the '90s, Kevin.
it's not. Nah, like you can't say it anymore. So, but no, I get what he's trying to say, but he said it the wrong way.
If he
And
said this 7 years from now, maybe we'd understand it more. But he's 21.
And
Don't
that's the
rush
thing.
it.
That's the thing. We were on this show and Point Taken a few weeks ago talking about what if Javon Evans said he wanted to be the youngest. He wants to beat Randy Orton's youngest record. And he's 21.
Yeah.
He's like, Randy did it at 24. He's got a few more years. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of time still, And there's the bell, folks. That's that slide.
Okay, let's
And
dive into the next one. We got the doctor. So she's confirming. Britt Baker would talk about the DMD. She's confirming she's not retired, but she's no longer doing dental work full time because some loopy, scary wrestling fans wanted to come kill her. I can only imagine this was probably more than once, and these people need to seek help, similar to what I believe Liv Morgan might have
yeah,
went through.
yeah.
Was it Liv or was it, one of them went through this recently? But how do you feel about this?
This is stupid. I'm not a Britt Baker fan. I am not a Britt Baker fan. Okay? But do I want to go off the lady? Do I want to 86? No! No, do I want to 80? No! Okay? Britt Baker should be able to do whatever the fudge she wants to do. Why? Because that's her goddamn rights. Yeah, that's part of her rights right there. That's her human right. For fans to come to her dentist office. She can't even clean teeth. Okay? She can't even clean teeth. All right?
Ridiculous.
Without you fans going, oh, we're going to 86 this lady. Like, what?
I think Britt. I think one of the biggest problems with Britt is she was actually a bigger star. Well, when she came in, I think that people gravitated to her. She became a star before she was even a good wrestler. I don't even think when she left TV she would per se be a good wrestler, but I think she was a huge star. I'm hoping that this whole time off they just been training her and duping us and bring her back, and she has the ring work to match the charisma that she has. But I do understand that she had a little bit of attitude problems, but you don't need to show up where she's pulling teeth and try to pull her teeth out. That's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't curb stomp a dentist. That's just fucked up. All right?
Big facts, man.
That's just
Big-
messed up. Like, first off, how have we not grown as a society to understand that wrestling is fake? Okay, yes, some of the stuff is real when they punch and shit like that. I get that. Sometimes they break bones, they break teeth, whatever. Okay? But you do not need to go up to the lady, okay, and be like, F you, I want to 86 you right now. Like, why?
Issues.
I didn't like her because she went to Penn State, and I don't like Penn State. That was my biggest gripe about her. And then she became a racist, whatever. But, everybody's a racist.
Hopefully not.
Not anymore.
Hopefully not.
Not anymore. But, that's how that went down, But still, you get what I'm saying? The biggest thing for me was that she went to Penn State. That's why I never liked her.
Let's see. We'll see how it goes. Man, I like Britt. I think a lot of the things people say about Britt probably are far-fetched. That's probably why Tony hasn't got rid of her yet.
She's not really a good wrestler either. If you go back and watch the stuff, she is very, very slow at what she does.
She's limited.
She's like a Nikita Leon, all right?
Oh, no, she's not that bad.
I thought, yes, I've got him to do it. That's the bell, folks. Hey, look, Brock Lesnar went on the OYM National Podcast and stated that no one in WWE locker room matched Kane's raw strength, likening attempts to pushing him to knocking over a tree. He added that he beat everyone backstage in arm wrestling contests except Kane, who is the only one to defeat him. Listen, the mayor of Knoxville County, I believe that's what he's doing, beat the Beast Incarnate in arm wrestling. Yesterday, I believe Carlos said it's about technique when you arm wrestle. It's not about strength, right? What do you think about this? And we're only going to give this one 3 minutes as well because we're zooming through the dumb shit. This was like a boring week of wrestling and news and rumors and shit.
It happens. It happens. When you're going 365, it's bound to happen.
Exactly.
I mean, Kane always looked like a beast. So I definitely believe that. I mean, I think of these two in like an MMA match. Kane looks like he probably could destroy something, or at least take a lot of punishment. As far as the rest, the arm wrestling, I don't know. I seen a small dude beat Braun Strowman. Not saying small, but a lot smaller than Braun Strowman.
I mean, it was a world champion arm wrestler that toasted his ass.
And that's why I'm gonna get to. I think the technique, Carlos might be onto something, because I know he's a world champion. Braun just looks so much bigger than him. For him to just laugh at Braun and then put him down when he wants.
Yeah, because Braun bumped his ass. Braun was like,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing down there, small man? Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
So, and I mean, he just looked like he should win that. So I'm gonna say they're probably. Obviously, we know dude's strong, but there's definitely technique involved there too, I think.
Well, like, all right, so I was watching this thing earlier, and you mentioned Braun. Braun took a punch by Brock Lesnar, and it literally shifted his dome, okay? And then he took a punch from Tyson Fury and got legitimately knocked out of the ring, okay? And for that man, he took a punch, he got back up and walked away, but, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe Kane just got some, the secret sauce, because he did pull off that fucking that cage door on his debut. He's like, "Give me that door," throw it to the side. How many times did he pull people to hell?
Think like this. When you watch, if you go back and just think of like scariest wrestlers as a kid, he's got to be one of the top of the list.
Yeah,
I mean, like he's definitely a maniac.
So, he is a maniac, and I love it. I love everything about this.
That movie, you remember that movie he did? I forgot.
Oh my God, See No Evil? Get out of
one.
here! That shit was so good. Oh man, and
he should have kept going with it.
With those horror movie type shit. Yeah. Oh man, he made me want him to be in the Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, because his political stuff is that's another story. He should have stayed with the horror movies.
Hey, whatever, man. He's the mayor. They're gonna reelect his ass again because of his stature in WWE. Hey, he went to the right area though. All right, Knoxville County. He went to the right area.
He should be wearing the Kane mask though when he does his interviews.
Man, keep that Kane mask somewhere else. That shit's done. That's done. It's bad enough. He's the mayor. There's the bell. And this one's you.
Well, this one, Matt Riddle. He's always talking. Revealed that every WWE producer backstage fears Brock Lesnar, every single one of them, and he hates seeing people get scared. You shouldn't be. If this guy attacks you, have him arrested. That's against the rules. You can't just act like a Neanderthal. Now, you buying or selling this coming from a guy that can't keep a job.
Fuck no, I am not selling this. This motherfucker's been talking mad shit about Brock Lesnar for years.
Yeah, they got beef. They got
mad beef, okay? I mean, shit. Bill Goldberg was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he's like, "What's good, bro?" He's like, "I'm not your bro."
He got beef for him too.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not your bro," and he's like, "All right, whatever, bro." Yeah, he walked off, and he straight up told Brock like, "Fuck off, I'll kick your ass," Look, whatever he is smoking is laced with something, okay? Because ever since he cheated on his wife and all that shit went down, his life hasn't been the same. It really hasn't. And he's on He's on the card for a MCW show, Maryland Championship Wrestling, which is going to be in West Virginia with him as the headline. And I don't know if I want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone that's fell off. Well, I guess there's been a few, but from his
Velveteen
stature,
Dream, who's
yeah,
also in MCW.
fair to say. But I mean, Matt Riddle was on the main roster,
Yeah, but Velveteen
selling
Dream was
shirts.
on that rocket ship. You saw where they were pushing that dude, and then all that. He becomes a pedophile, and that was it.
Yeah, there's something going on with that man. But Riddle was literally selling some of the most merch right beside Randy Orton. So he was like, you was right there. It's like I don't man, he jumped off the diving board and just ended up outside somewhere with right here.
Yeah, somewhere. Oh, like he didn't even end up in the damn pool.
Yeah,
He
like I
ended
don't
up.
know where. Yeah, he missed the water.
Yeah, he's too high for that. I'm telling you, that shit's laced with something. Like that's bad. That's very
For
bad.
sure.
Oh man.
100%.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are new in here, hit that follow button. It really helps out the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Use Prime, Amazon Prime. You guys already paid for it. Use Amazon Prime to subscribe to the channel. Really helps us get new shit. And one day, a studio so we all could be in it. And make
Yes, sir.
shit happen the right way. You know?
Big
But
facts.
also, go over there, scan both those QR codes. The first one at the top above Mob takes you over to the Run In Wrestling podcast. And the one that was supposed to be in between Mob and I, we're having trouble with our other platform. That one right there takes you to the Mob and Ant show. Please subscribe to both those. It's free. And you will not fucking miss out on anything. Trust me. And there's the bell on that one. And this is yours.
Well, Chris Jericho, still firmly under AEW contract. The belief from those around Jericho and in AEW is the deal was frozen after he took time off in 2025. Buying or selling?
I buy this because WWE does the same shit. Like, think about this. And I put 5 minutes on the clock for this for the reason. We talk about that box, right? Well, who's in that box? What's in the box? What's in the... If anybody ever watched Seven,
Yeah.
all right? Do you know what that is? All right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Jericho is not in the box, all right? If he's going to have a retirement tour, it's going to be in 2027. Maybe even 2028. All right, because we haven't seen Chris Jericho in over a year. Almost 2 years now. We haven't seen Chris Jericho. So something's going on. But, you know, that happens. You know?
Yeah.
But, like, look, if it's not Chris Jericho, and that's why I put this in here. I buy this completely because WWE does the same thing. They did it to plenty of people. They have done it to a lot of people so far. You know, if you're injured, you're getting frozen. Your time gets frozen. You know, TJP, who just joined AAA, he was part of New Japan. Before he left WWE, he was hurt. They froze his contract because they didn't want him to leave. You know, they did that to Buddy Matthews. The list goes on, actually. They did it to a lot of people. So, let me ask you, though.
Yep.
If it's not Jericho in the box, who do you think is in the box?
All right. I'm going to throw this. WWE lately has been, just say, underwhelming with surprises, right? Either Triple H says there's going to be a surprise, one don't come. I think that if I took a guess, it's going to be Danhausen, but realistically, only the hardcore WWE fan base would think this is a big deal. It's like, that is not a loss for AEW, and he's just not a, say, good enough wrestler or is going to do that great of things for this to be the big surprise. But I'm going to take a guess that it's Danhausen in the box. I'm also going to go out on a limb with one more thing. I'm going to say that Jericho's already re-signed. I think him and Tony are too close for Tony to even freeze his contract. I think that Jericho decided not to leave a long time ago, and these reporters are doing what they do, finding stories, whether they're true or not, you know? So they've been striking out lately, so I don't believe he's frozen. And I ain't talking about Fightful because they're usually pretty good. Right?
I don't know, man. Listen. You know me, all right? These fake
Which
ass.
one in Fightful has said this?
Listen, I'll tell you this right here, right now, all right? I don't care if it's Sean Ross Sapp. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's any of them at Fightful, all right?
Mhm.
I don't believe that there's journalism in wrestling, okay? You
Agreed.
may
Agreed.
have people. All right? You may have sources, but you're
Yeah.
never, ever breaking anything big that anyone didn't see already coming. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the truth. Okay? No yeet TC. But that's the truth, all right? There's
Yeet.
we can see from a mile away who's leaving what company based on
Yeah.
the reactions of the crowd, because the crowd would know right then and there, especially in New Japan, right? You know, do you realize they don't report really much of anything from New Japan or Rev or anything like that? Why? Because they don't got a goddamn source in there. They're always speculating, always
Yeah.
speculating.
Like you said, it's common sense stuff. I mean, but I just don't believe that Jericho would be. If think like this, if there was any guy in that company that could tell Tony, I want to leave, and Tony would probably be fine with it, Jericho is absolutely one of those guys.
I don't think
They
so.
remember he said that they drink in each other's houses. Like they gotta have a good relationship. I don't think he frozen.
Well, I look. He may be frozen. He may not be frozen. Either way, he's still with AEW for a couple more
Yeah.
years. You know.
Yeah.
And listen, I like Stampedes. Yesterday, Point Taken, folks. Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Point Taken Saturdays, 3 o'clock. You see the DDDs right there. Those guys make an appearance on every show now. But listen,
Yeah.
I agree with Stampede. It could be they're sitting on a gold mine here. If you put Evil and Danhausen together, you got something good. The Evil Curse going on right there. I think that could work. All right, you know, with Evil punching people in the junk and curses being made.
I wouldn't be a fan of it, but I see how it would probably sell merch.
I can see it working. Listen, John Cena came out and said, "Hey, look," he called Claudio Castagnoli and be like, "Hey, look, man, let me borrow some moves, you know, for my final run. I don't get to wrestle you, but let me borrow some moves and stuff like that." Look, do you like this? Do you like the fact that John Cena is coming out and telling everybody what he did and how he did certain things to give props to people and whatnot? You know, and do you
Yeah,
like the fact that Claudio was like, "Hey, no fucking problem, dude. You're John Cena."
absolutely. I love it. I think it just shows more that the fans is arguing over dumb shit. Whether the companies are beefing or not, the wrestlers are not. And this also tells you that look at you don't gotta agree with the companies that support the wrestlers, and none of these wrestlers are fighting each other unless they actually got beef. I'm sure there's other wrestlers calling to borrow moves and Ricochet arguing with these dudes online. They're probably texting and laughing behind scenes. At this point, it's all entertainment. So I do like the fact that the wrestlers are putting it out there, like because this is a way of saying, "Hey, IWC, you don't got to be more toxic than Tekla. What you need to do is relax. We're cool. There's no reason for you to be trying to choke each other."
That's true. That is true. But
I
I mean,
like
the
it.
IWC has to choke each other. Listen. We let the No Child Left Behind act get way too fucking far. Okay, a lot of these people should have been shamed for being stupid. Okay, look, we just talked about stupid fans a few freaking slides ago about 86 and DMD Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking about fans being assholes and be like, "Hey, it's AEW or nothing."
Craziness.
Listen. I guarantee you, even the WWE fans who act like this, I guarantee you, okay, they're the same people who failed high school for 4 straight years, right? And they're still trying to figure out life right now. Yeah, Sped's going off. I don't give a damn. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
take that time to rant, bro.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, I ain't scared. Say something.
Man, rant life.
That's what I'm talking about. The ramp of the day. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But you don't get to hear me talk like this on Point Taken or on the Run In Wrestling podcast, which is on Thursdays. Yeah.
Yep, you don't really get to talk.
I don't talk on Point Taken. I like to see you guys talk. Yeah, I like to hear you guys talk about what you guys talk about, because Point Taken's taking off, folks. If you're not one of the 400 people who watched that show last week, Go back and watch it. 'Cause this shit's taking off.
Big fact.
And it's also, if you scan that QR code, it's on that QR code right there. Yeah.
Dive in. Go catch up on all the episodes. I believe there's 7 episodes
Yep.
out. Go
There's
1 through 7.
seven episodes out right now. And we're plugging that shit in real hard because that show is taking the fuck off.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
that's the
understand
one.
it.
That's the one.
I don't understand it. There's the bell, folks. And listen, you take for this one because I know, folks. We know. First off, I know. Okay, this is not about wrestling. This is so cool. We have to talk about this. We're gonna give it 5 minutes though, because then we got 5 more minutes and that's it for the show. But this is something cool to talk about. Go ahead.
Well, look, this bill right here is going to be the Teddy Bridgewater bill. For anybody that followed it, I believe they tried to get him in trouble for buying, students things that help them with football. Nothing illegal. We'll talk about equipment, stuff like that.
And
or
lunch.
helping.
He was trying. He was buying lunches and stuff. School lunches
like
for
lunch,
these kids.
Yeah, lunches, equipment, nothing that should be ever been shunned against. They just want to, always have control of everything. But after that big fuss, they passed the bill, which is going to allow middle and high school coaches, middle school and high school coaches, to use up to $15,000 of their own funds to support student athletes with food, transportation, and recovery services, which shouldn't have been their business anyways if you're spending your own dollar. But this is a great bill for them to push through. What are your thoughts on this?
First off, you're 1,000% correct. This shouldn't have been anybody's business if it's his fucking money. All right, that's his money. Let him spend it and let him heal his kids the way he wants to heal his kids. All right, he's an ex-NFL player. He's seen some shit. Oh, wait, hold on. Does he still play?
Well, he did actually sign on to a team, I believe, last year at the end of it. But I think he's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If somebody wanted him to back up, I think he'd probably play right now still.
Well, either way, come on. The dude is doing his thing. Let him do his thing. Because
yeah, that's how I feel.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with everyone right now. All right? If this was a white coach, nobody was saying a damn word. I'll be honest. I'll be honest right now. All right? I ain't scared to pull out that card. All right? I ain't scared at all. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I seen that shit happen on a daily. All right? White folks getting away with certain shit black folks can't get away with. And Latinos can't get away with either. All right? It's real shit. Real topics.
Facts.
And this dude right here, Teddy Bridgewater, is a grown-ass man spending his grown-ass money. And the people were trying to tell him, oh, you can't do that. That's illegal. What's illegal about him spending his own fucking money? Tell me.
Nothing should be illegal. The best thing to say about this is mind your business. But thank God you learned how to mind your business and say, look, if they could spend $15,000 because the way you sounded, they wanted kids starving. They wanted them left places with no way to get home.
They want them hurt. They want them hurt.
Read the things they're allowing them to do.
Exactly.
Food, transportation, and recovery services. And sounds like necessities that they should be paying for.
Exactly. Like, where the fuck is the school taxes going to?
You don't want to pay for it, and you don't want the coach to pay for it neither.
Like, right. What? We're gonna today we're gonna learn about dumb shit. Oh wait, kids, we forgot to make lunch. We forgot to make lunch for you guys. So
we do have this stuff. If you have $8, we can sell to you.
Yeah. Stupid, man.
It looks like a jail lunch, but I
guess it's like we pay enough taxes already, right? We pay a shit ton of taxes already, and then they're gonna bitch at Teddy Bridgewater for using up to $15,000 of his own goddamn money to help his students.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Makes zero sense.
He bought Ubers for the kids to make sure they got home.
Makes no sense, bro.
Because parents are working 2-3 jobs. The economy sucks ass right now. You got parents out here working 2 jobs. Parents that live together, working 2 fucking jobs each, trying to raise children. And then you got this shit happening.
Yeah, I'd say this. They wanted to pass this and get out in front of this to make it look like they passed a bill that they did something good. But the truth is they was about to look stupid on the back end once they kept pushing that story. When you talk about leaving kids places, not bringing them places, and leaving them hungry before a football game, it's like what are we talking about?
Talking about starving ass kids, but
Yeah,
what
but let but
well,
good for them. Let's act like they did something good. They
yeah,
just
yeah.
did the right thing.
Yeah, but it's still, we got people out here, and Spez about to say it. I was in the army for fucking 6 years. Try me, 2 deployments, all right, as an
Yeah,
infantryman. Yeah, we got pedophiles out here still walking free, doing things to little children like they are. But it's
yeah,
bad that Teddy Bridgewater's spending money on kids, helping kids, right?
yeah.
And it's fucking
Listen,
retarded.
and do the right thing.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's bad to do the right thing. It's bad to follow the word that we're supposed to follow, in the gospel and stuff. But whatever. All right, look, this is about the final part of the show. This is Point Taking's Rapid Fire. We got 5 minutes on the clock, and it starts now. Nixon Newell has come out and said, "I'm possibly retiring at the end of the year." What do you think?
I believe her. I think she ran herself into a corner, and I believe that unless WWE comes calling, that she will retire. But I do believe if she retires, she would come back for them, just nobody else.
Yeah, man, I think she fucked up. Like Stampede said, she burned way too many damn bridges to repair. She pulled a Napoleon and blew shit up before it was supposed to happen. MJF gave a lot of praise to Booker T. Saying, look, it being the fact that he's the worst commentator under, whoever said it was. Well, I think it was Wrestler Observer who said it, Dave Meltzer. But, he came out and said, hey, listen, show some fucking respect to him. What do you think?
I think MJF was being completely sarcastic, but a little bit truthful at the same time. Because as much as I hate Booker's commentary, Booker did do great things in WCW. The way it ended, you seen what Russo did to try to put him over. Booker then went had a great career in the WWE as well.
Yep.
So he is Warner homegrown talent that went and ended up doing big things. So that's truthful. But I do believe that MJF was also trolling a bit and being a bit sarcastic here.
All right, and then now you got fucking Bruce Pritchard out here saying, hey, John, for your final show, we're going to make it a one-man show. What do you think of John Cena's comment saying you would absolutely murder, you would kill the audience, the live audience, if you did a one-man show for my final show? What do you think?
Yeah, he would kill them.
Yep.
And this is just Bruce shit show Pritchard spitting out some more shit. This would have been terrible. Probably would have been the loudest and biggest boos you would have ever got in WWE history, and not the right boos. People might have walked out. This would have been a spectacle to see the footage after if you would have did a one match show.
That would have been terrible. Who'd have, that's look, he definitely is part of the Reaganomics goddamn era, wasn't he? How old is this son of a bitch? Because he had to be in the Reaganomics era, all right? Because he's talking out of his fucking ass here. So, one man show. That's like basically Ric Flair wrestling a goddamn broom for an hour. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair came out and gave us the injury report. 10 months post-injury, 8 months of rehab, 5 doctors later, and here we are. Finally getting her finger fixed, her knuckle getting fixed up. It's going to take her a little bit longer to come back. She will miss WrestleMania from what people were saying. What do you think, though?
I just hope that she heals up good. I know that way she broke her finger is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Prayers out to Bianca. Hopefully she gets back in the ring and doesn't re-injure this finger, because this could be something that lingers for a very long time.
Oh, no, it will. I broke my knuckle the way she did, and I had to push back, and it's still, it's weird to this day, man. It really is. All right. Hey, and speaking of surgery, Roxanne Perez had a benign mass removed from her back. She said the surgery's going well. She was doing her makeup and everything on IG. I saw this on X. But she was doing her makeup and stuff like that, telling people what was going on, why she's been off screen and stuff. Hey, what do you think of this? A little benign mask coming off of.
I mean, seems like a lot of these wrestlers are just going through injuries, whether we know it or not. But same type of situation. Prayers out to Roxy. Hopefully she gets back in the ring soon.
Yep.
Looks like she's doing all right though. Seems like it probably might sound a little worse than it is.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole terms is, but I'm pretty sure that's just like a small one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not 100% sure. But hey, look, Brock Lesnar may be a beast in the ring, but he's still a dad, right? And Brock Lesnar in this photo. Oh, non-cancerous is from what I was just told, but 9 means non-cancerous. I don't know. I don't fucking know medical terms. But Brock Lesnar is showing up as a dad, looking like he's about to whoop that kid's ass. What do you think of this picture? You think this shows a human side to Brock?
Nope. I think that this was a promotional tactic for all of them, and it was a joke. I think that he loves that kid. I've seen them in other pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like they're very happy. It looks like his daughter is very happy. And look at them beside each other.
Oh,
Not
yeah, they're huge.
muscle mass. He's actually bigger
Yeah.
than Brock.
Yeah.
So he probably might give him a run for his money.
He
So
might. He might. He's a big essay, man.
He's an offensive lineman.
He
so,
is.
I mean,
That he
he's
is.
trying to give you a run for his money.
But his daughter, though, man, she's a big chica, too. And that's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do better next time. And that's our show. Listen, hit that QR codes up there. Scan both of them, all right? One of them takes you to the Run In Wrestling Podcast. That's above Mob Miz, above his head. The one closest to me takes you to the Mike and Ant Show over on YouTube. Subscribe to both those channels. Head over, you know, if you're over on Twitch right now, which you should be, this is live. Hit the follow button, really helps out the channel. Hit the subscribe button as well, really helps us get new stuff, and merch coming out here soon. We're going to talk about that here soon. Mob, tell them where they can find you, brother.
Head on over to the Elite Mob Podcast and Mike and Ant with the QR code. But, man, I'm going to make this run. My ride's here, brother. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Make sure everybody tunes in next week right here.
Y'all be easy.